Right guys, welcome to another video. Today we're doing a bit of a different one and it's kind of a tutorial video, tips and tricks video on Battlefront 2. Today we're going to be talking about how to dominate as Luke Skywalker on the battlefield. Now, I'm going to do more of these videos for every single hero. I might even do a big video at the end with all of the heroes combined into one, but we'll see how these do first. A video like this would have really helped me out when I first started, so that's kind of why I'm doing this. But yeah, let's jump into it. Stick around for the star cards at the end of the video. First off, it's important to use Luke's agility to your advantage. He's very agile, he's one of the quickest on either side, but especially the Jedi side. Make sure to make use of Luke's lightsaber attacks, but not just his lightsaber attacks, his rush ability too. Now his rush ability basically sends you charging in the direction that you've pressed the button. You will jump forward and swing a lightsaber strike. Really useful for trying to push into an objective or just trying to close down your opponent when they're on low health, etc. Using this is a must for Luke. Any chance you get, use it, but don't overuse it because you can get caught slipping and they can parry every single shot if they're good at it. So be careful on that one. Onto his next ability is his force push ability, which is really useful. If you're in a tight situation, you can use your force ability push, send everyone flying away from you. You've got time to recover. You can also push enemies off ledges, push them into danger areas, stuff like that. It can really help you out and save your life. Make sure you use it strategically and not just as soon as it recharges every time. You need to pick your right spot to use it. If the opponent's low on health, you don't really want to be using this because you'll be pushing him away. Realistically, you want to use your other ability, which is Repulse. Now Repulse, he punches the ground and sends a shockwave out in a circle direction. This is also again really useful because this ability can trip up the enemy if they're constantly swinging lightsabers at you, or if you're just surrounded by loads of troopers, you hit the ground. Normally it'll one-shot the troopers, but you'll need the star card that I'm going to get onto later. But yeah, it's Repulse. Trust me, it can save your life so much. It just slips them up, you can get a few hits in if it's a hero, or if it's troopers, it sends them all flying away from you, similar to the push, but it's not as far as the push. The push sends people a lot further. Again, you want to use this strategically, you don't just want to use it all the time, but it becomes easier to use using the star cards. All of these abilities that I've just mentioned can be a lot better using the star cards that I will be going over later on in the video. Overall, mastering Luke Skywalker is a little bit tough at first, but once you've got the feel for it. When I first started using Luke, for example, I was awful. But if you see from some of these clips now, I know what I'm doing with Luke. I'm using his speed, his agility, his abilities, all to my advantage. Basically, it's just about knowledge of the character. It does take practice and patience, but with the right strategy and the right knowledge and skills, you'll easily be dominating the battlefield as this legendary Jedi, Luke Skywalker. Now onto the star cards. I play a lot of hero modes, so these are kind of tailored to that, but I will mention which ones you can change for trooper based modes. I'll point out which ones are good still for trooper based modes also. The first star card that you want to be running for Luke is Epicenter. Now what Epicenter does is the Repulse ability, which I talked about earlier, will deal bonus damage to targets standing within half of its radius. It's different damage for the more you have it leveled up, but we'll just go off purple star cards for now. So it deals an extra 40 damage for enemies standing within half of its radius, which means for troopers it's a one-hit kill pretty much. Whereas for heroes, what this does is, even if they are blocking with the lightsaber, it still deals the 40 damage as long as they're within half of the radius. So this is a really good one to be using in heroes modes. You get them down low health, you use your rush, you get up close, you drop the Repulse. Oh, it's a good day. You'll probably see it in some of my clips that I've put in this video of how useful this card can be. Now the next star card I've gone for is Jedi Fighter. This is a really good one also. Basically it makes Luke's blaster deflects and lightsaber blocks drain a lot less stamina. So for purple it's 35% reduction. So basically Luke has a lot more stamina when it comes to blocking things when using this card, and this can save your life a ton. Say you're there getting spammed up by a Dooku or someone who's just popped his duelist. Luke can block for even longer than before. It means he's not going to run out of block, he's not going to start taking damage. It's just a really good star card. There's not much more I can say to that one. Now the final star card you want to be running is Rush Immunity. What this does is every rush that Luke Skywalker does, it makes him more resistant to damage, which means he'll take less damage shortly after doing a rush, which is really useful because when you are rushing, you are vulnerable. You can get hit with a lightsaber, you can get shot by a blaster. This just makes it so you're not going to get destroyed as easily. And that lasts a whole 3 seconds. So once you've done your rush, you've got 3 seconds, taking less damage, which again can really save your life, especially in these hero modes. And in the trooper modes also, as you could be getting shot from all over the place. So I do quickly want to add something while I'm editing. You can change rush immunity, change that whatever you want, but I'd personally say change it to the one that gives him 3 rushes instead of 2, and that should sort you out for trooper based modes also. Again, the choice is yours there. Can't remember quite what the name is, but it's in there. I just don't use it that often. But yeah, that kind of sums up the star cards for Luke and the tips. Basically, let's sum it up. Be agile, use the abilities strategically, and run Epicenter, Jedi Fighter, and Rush Immunity. And then practice your lightsaber combat, which I will be doing another video on. So subscribe for that one, and subscribe for more tips and tricks, and also some fun content. Thank you for watching. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you on the next one.